This is Jocelyn Cordery, and we are taping 52855 from CPL MAT. It's Professional Practice Assessment Task number 3. Guys, do I have your permission to film you today?
Yes, you do.
Thank you. Okay, we're going to start standing up. So we put our feet on the headrest, and then we'll just put we're going to start. Oh, sorry. First of all, does anyone like have you done Pilates before? Never. Well, you have. Okay. Never. And you look miserable about it. Okay, that's good. Any injuries I should know about? No. Okay. Is it okay if I touch you and move you while we're to get you into the right pose?
Yes.
Okay. Right. Good. That could have gone really badly. Right. So. We're going to start by engaging our core and understanding how to move our pelvis, because I'm going to talk to you during the class from time to time telling you not to rock your pelvis. So I want you to understand what that means. So we're just going to stand normally with our feet hip distance apart, and I want you guys to pull your tummy muscles in like you're doing up a really tight pair of jeans, which for men probably doesn't happen. But just imagine you're sort of engaging your core and pulling your tummy in. And I want you to just hold that feeling. It doesn't have to be super tight. Like say that you're pulling your tummy in like 30%. And I want you guys to tilt your pelvis forward. So you're like creating like a C curve. And then I want you to move through the range of movement and do a little duck pop. So just imagine, just keep doing that at like a normal pace. Don't force it too much, but this is what it's like to rock your pelvis backwards and forwards. And during some of our exercises, I'm going to tell you not to move your pelvis. So I want you to understand what it feels like when it's moving around. And it should feel kind of normal. But I want you to just stop doing that now, and wherever you're standing, that's your neutral pelvis. So if you're on the floor, it would be in this position, and you would have a little bit of space between under your back, but you would just be like natural and flat. So that's what a neutral pelvis kind of feels like. We started standing, which is a bit awkward. Right, so we're going to start off with some shoulder mobility, and we're going to use those bands on the floor. We're going to get everything warmed up for our class. And we're going to start very easily. I want you to have the bands in front of you. They don't need to be tight. Probably like with a bit more band on each side. And we're just going to take our arms up over our head and use the band and bring our hands down behind us. And I don't want you to bring your shoulders up. I want just your arms to be moving, very natural. I want you to make sure you're breathing through all of our exercises. And just, nice fluid movement of your shoulders.
After that, we're going to pop our
probably don't need our shoulders.
So I might do that. And then I'm going to just change your springs.
Very good. And just remember
I'm going to
engage your core as we're doing these exercises. Probably already.
I'm going to
just do one more, backwards and forwards.
Test it out and we can see if you might want to go to 2 springs.
And then we're going to move on to something else.
Great, lovely. Okay, we're going to start with our
yes,
heels.
right. We're going to do a dumbwaiter kind of mobility movement. So I want you to have this time bring your hands a little bit closer. I want you to have your elbows really tight in against your sides, and we're only going to move just our forearms out and in. So keeping everything else stable, just those forearms moving out and in. And do 4 more of these. Some clenches here. You can relax your hands a little bit. Try and relax. Nice fluid movement. Very good. Okay, right. Next we're going to do my favourite one. You can drop your bands. We will use them much later. We're going to do some balance and mobility. So So I want you guys to stand on your left leg with your right leg at a right angle. I suggest you have your arms out, and I want you to circle your ankles around 10 times. Engage your core. That will help you keep your legs up and everything kind of stable. And then I want you to reverse your circles.
Yeah, like that. And then come back in. Yeah. I know it's weird, you're not like keeping them very good. I understand the whole time. Yeah. So it's
Okay, let's swap over to the other side. 10 nice circles.
You know, I used to do like a lot of ballet.
Focus
And
is
so
on your
I would
spend your whole time.
Yeah.
Engage your core. You would like to throw your leg around like this. Okay.
I do.
So maybe focus
Maybe
on your
Actually,
ankle.
my ankle's a bit stiff, so I was just thinking.
Oh, is
so
it?
just went
Okay.
crack
Glue our
when it
heels
was done.
together. So
Maybe
we've got
reverse the circle
so
because
we're
maybe it
gonna
will
take
feel
our
better on the other side.
our heels together. So
Don't know.
same
I don't know if
thing on
that's
the
physically that's how it works,
So we're gonna
but
put
yeah.
all of our feet.
Okay.
Yeah. Yes.
We're gonna do
So
some
we're
squats
gonna do
now,
the shape.
and I want you to pick up your balls, your half blown up balls. There's a reason for that. And I want you to hold them
There's
out
this moment at the top
in front of you, so you've got something to do with your arms.
where we really need to think
Just stand with your feet
together.
a little bit more than hip distance apart. And we're just going to go into straight back squats with your arms out in front of you.
That was me.
Okay.
Some coffee
I
roll.
should have got you to do a waiver or something.
We're gonna move on, so same position with our feet, but we're gonna take them wide. So they're still
Okay,
touching,
we've got
they're
5
still on the
more.
toes of our feet, but we're just gonna, and pressing out.
Everyone's doing it now.
Same thing, we
3.
out, keeping this still
Keep going.
space.
2, 1. I just want you to take your feet a little wider this time. We are going to go back into a squat, but we're going to hold it. So I want you to come down into your squat, and then I want you to pass your ball around behind your back, and I want you to keep doing that 5 times. Hold your squat and just be conscious of making sure that you're using your hamstrings and your butt. And when you've done 5, I want you to reverse the movement of the ball.
Now we'll move to our heels, so we're going to same position.
Continue
Yeah.
to breathe.
Out for 1.
Very good. And it's not a race. A nice pace, Bridget. Thanks. We've already had this whole discussion. Okay, you can put your balls down. We're going to do some roll downs.
Roll downs.
Yep. So bring your feet back to hip distance. Yep. And I want you to take a big deep breath in. And as you breathe out, I want you to drop your head and continue rolling over all the way down to the floor, but slowly, vertebra by vertebra.
Bring our
And when
Don't
you
get anywhere near the floor.
No, that's okay. That's okay. If you can't get near the floor, just bend your legs. That's all I do.
Oh, right.
Yeah. It's not a contest about that.
Actually, you probably can't see.
When you reach the bottom, I want you to take a breath in, and then I want you to roll up as you're breathing out, nice and slow, vertebra by
We're
vertebra.
going to drop one heel, down.
And you're really
and then drop
focusing
the other
on
one down. Yeah.
that rolling
So
over,
you're getting a nice
you know,
stretch.
curling your spine.
One of your
Nice
legs.
big deep breath in
And
at the
the
top,
other one is pressing forward.
breath
You might
out
feel
as you
the
drop your head,
the ankle or you might just
and go back into your roll down. Good. Breath in at the bottom. Very good. Keep going. Oh, just
I've got a
We need
knot.
to do something
I've got a
else.
knot to my shoulder.
Oh, like
I
in
told
here.
that, yeah.
Okay, alright. Well, that's interesting because your curve is much better than everyone else's.
Really?
Yeah, well, but it just probably means that you're like this already,
Yeah.
whereas
Correct.
they have much flatter upper backs.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. You might need to get a third gun.
Yeah, I've got one.
Ah, okay. Well,
It's in the drawer.
Springs a little bit now, so bring the
Of course it
carriage
is.
back.
Went to the wardrobe.
yeah.
And I think we'll try
Okay. Keep going with your roll down. We're just going to do one more.
One and then quarter for this. If you want it heavier, let me know, or if you want it lighter, let me know. We're going to do single leg footwork. So, starting, we can start on our toes. We're going to press out with the one leg. The other leg is just going to be up and take yourself nice and relaxed.
Very good. Okay, when you get to the top, take a big deep breath in. I want you to roll down again, but when we get to the bottom, we're going to go into a downward dog. So, roll down nice and slowly like we've just been doing. I want you to stop at the bottom and take a breath in, and then I'll show you how to move into downward dog. Okay. You're going to follow me, that's fine. Okay, so downward dog means that you're more like a triangle.
Okay.
We're not going to stay here for very long, but just relax your head, and I want you to pedal your feet out because we're actually stretching out our calves and hamstrings. So it might feel a bit weird if you haven't done it before, but your form is not bad, but you might want to kind of push back a little bit like that. You might not feel comfortable. Just pedal your legs. Just do a bit of a stretch. Yep, perfect. Because that's all we need to do here.
Very nice. We're going to go back to the original side. We're going to do our heel now. So.
Okay, we're going to do a downward dog hold, which is basically almost what you were doing, Dave. So from this position, just bend your knees down towards the mat, but don't touch the mat, and then I want you to come up again. Yeah, exactly. So down and up. You don't have to be too slow, like, probably doesn't feel that great. I don't know, I haven't done this one actually, so I should try.
7.
That's not too bad. 8. Just 2 more.
And 9. Last one. 10. Switch to the other side.
Okay, and then you can put your knees onto the mat. Okay, give your wrists a bit of a shake out. We've just had all of our weight going through our arms and our wrists. And now we're going to do some cat and cow stretches. So literally is what it sounds like, yeah. So what I want you to do is, as you breathe out, I want you to arch your back like a cat. Tilt your pelvis under and drop your head down. And then as you're breathing in, move through and put your duck bum out like we were doing before. So you're going to have a sway back. And just keep breathing through that. All we're doing is moving our spine and our pelvis. And in theory, it should feel relatively comfortable, but in reality, it might take a while to get the hang of the feeling of it. Dave, when you're doing your cow, look up.
Okay.
Yeah.
So, how we're going to do that is we're going to press the carrot out with our feet.
Very good.
We're going to take one foot off the football, bend it
Let's
onto your
move
chest.
on to 4-point kneeling. So we're in the right
position.
position. You might want to give your
And
hands
then
a
your
shake.
chest.
You're in the right position. I'm going to get you to come back into the hands down.
Okay, so
And I just want to check that you're all in the right position. So your legs should be nice and raised to your hips. Your hands should be under your shoulders. Oh, got good form. That's good. And we're going to start moving our arms and legs independently. I will explain. We'll start with our arms and specifically our right arm. So I want you, yes, exactly as Craig's doing, to just lift your arm up and forward and then bring it back down again and then swap to the other arm. Yeah. And we're going to do 8 beats on each side. And what you're trying to do, or what you're thinking about, is keeping everything else very stable and not dropping, and it's really just your arm that's moving. And the way to do that is to engage your core.
Okay. So that was just to get us a bit more used to the spring strength.
And also make sure you breathe while we're doing
it. A little bit of
because it will just feel better.
Lovely. Turned out, we're going to do froggies. So we're going to lift our knees in. Yeah, nice. And then
nice, stable. Manner. I don't know where you guys are up to. Oh, you've done 8, haven't you? Perfect. So maybe I'll just get you all to move forward like a couple of inches because we're about feet out now and I don't want you to hit the wall. So exactly the same principle. you're engaging your core, everything else is very stable, and you're just reaching your leg out behind you. And just imagine that you are sliding your foot along the ground and then lifting it up to hip height. And keeping your pelvis really stable, not kind of tipping over to one side or the other. Just trying to move your leg like it's independent of everything else. Oh, is that big?
Even just like getting used to being on the floor.
The stickiness.
I like it. Yeah, no, it's nice. It's like kind of relaxing because like you're lying down. So
Very good.
okay, now we're going to go into. We can still keep our legs turned out.
So,
Yes, we are. We're gonna do
Was it
exactly.
8 each side?
Yep, 8 each side.
Yeah. We're going
Perfect.
to bend
Right. So
around.
it's probably not a stretch to imagine that we're now going to put this together. So I want you guys to start with your right arm and your left leg. And you really need to engage your core because you're going to lift them at the same time.
It's 8 each side?
Yes. That was the most important part.
I'm definitely
Yeah.
doing my
And just remember, we're engaging our cores
Yes. So it's
and we're
like
trying to keep the
bottom
rest
line.
of our body
Yeah.
stable. So
Yeah.
not too much rocking around.
So
Our back
Alright,
is
it's very
flat.
So bring it
Imagine you've got
together.
like a glass of water on your back and you don't want to spill anything. It's just your arms and your legs.
How's the spring strength, by the way? Wherever you are. Okay.
And keep
Turn the
breathing.
legs out. You're gonna bend.
Talk about breathing it up.
Yes. Then
It's good to breathe out as you're lifting your leg and arm and breathe in as you bring them back. So maybe try and get into that pattern if you stop breathing. It's not a race. So. Yeah.
Yeah, you're going to.
Okay.
It hurts, but
Let's just do one variation on this. So maybe just give your wrist a rest for a
So
second.
this is a bit of a
You're
worry.
putting a lot of that. Oh, does it hurt your wrist or your shoulders? Okay, yeah.
Our legs out.
We're going to go back into 4-point kneeling with our hand and leg out, but we're actually going to move our hand and our leg slightly out to the side, bring them back, and then bring everything down. So you're going to need to have your core engaged to keep yourself steady, and don't like put your arms and legs too far out. Like that's not the point, right? So
So turn down.
let's get into position, 4-point kneeling position. Okay.
Just do one more.
What's wrong?
No, what do you want us to do?
So,
Demo,
So-
demo
for
it.
the hour.
sorry. I will demonstrate. Yeah. So you're going to do exactly what you were just doing a moment ago, but now I want you to move your arm and your leg out,
Oh.
not too far, and back, and bring it down.
So,
you,
it's up first, then
yeah,
out, then.
you go up first, and then I want you to come out and in, and
Yep.
then back.
So just your arm.
No,
And
and
leg.
your leg.
And your leg.
Yeah,
Okay.
and your leg. Nice and slow, because you're making sure that you're keeping everything stable in your torso. No, you don't fling your arm out. You don't need to fling your arm out. Okay. Yeah. Just to here, and your legs going out as well. Yeah. And then you bring them back. Yeah. Just engage your core
So this is, we're gonna.
so that you're not
circle our legs
wiggling all of your
up and around.
pelvis around.
Yeah.
Very good.
Nice, yeah.
Not like that.
Yes. It doesn't really matter. It's not like you're going to come out of here with like one buttock twice the other. It doesn't work that way.
That's what you do, 8 each side, Ben.
Okay. Let's just do one more on each side, and just focus on engaging your core and just keeping everything nice and stable. That's probably not for you, Ben. Because
I
you
just find this thing, I'm just, yeah, anyway.
Yeah, you've got to needle in your hip. Okay, good. All right. I want you guys to just do a quick child's pose stretch, which is like this. Your legs are wide, and you just go down like this. And you can have a rest. And remember to breathe. Just relax. Give your, yeah, you can go over to the side. Give your wrist a bit of a
Once you're done,
kind of wriggle around.
we're gonna go into our hamstring exercise. So this is called lid on the box. It's a little bit confusing. We're gonna straighten our legs up to the sky and our left hand.
Okay.
Lovely.
when you're ready,
Put your hands
we're
on
actually going to move over onto our back.
They're not going to move. So I want you to
have your
keep
head
pressing so that they
towards the wall, away from
bend
me,
your legs.
and
Yeah, and then press out. So
you're going to have your legs bent,
extend.
feet flat on the floor.
So essentially what
You're
we
going to
wanna
have
do
your feet
What we wanna
hip
do
distance
is, yeah,
apart.
exactly.
I'll
And then
adjust
press
your
away,
feet if they're in the
and
wrong
then bring
place.
it back up.
Just move your feet in a little bit.
and then bend. But don't bend your knees into your chest.
Oh,
Does that make
okay.
sense? So we're just
You
using
just
the
need to
hamstrings
make this
to bend.
move a little bit.
Yeah.
And it's
So you're really
fine.
push into your knees.
And we're
so
going
that
to
they
do
don't-
some leg slides. So it's actually
Yeah.
the reverse, not dissimilar to what we were doing when we were just lifting
Yeah,
our
so
legs
this
up.
is a little bit
So
exercise.
starting with your right leg,
Mm-hmm.
as you're breathing out, I want you to slide your leg out along the floor. Don't lift it up, just slide it out along the floor, and then breathe in as you're bringing it back to your starting position. And then repeat on the other side. And I want you to engage your core, because while you're doing this, your pelvis shouldn't be moving, right? It should be neutral, and it shouldn't be rocking one way or the other. You're just moving your leg in and out.
Okay. We're gonna take our legs to 45 now, just like this side ish.
We're doing 8 on
Gonna
each
open up a
side.
little bit, and then
Do you know where you're up to?
so as you
I've done
do
eight
this,
so far,
if you
so-
wanna make this
Okay,
more
perfect.
intense,
More to go.
8 more to go.
on your
Yeah.
and also if you don't have any
Good.
neck
Just
issues,
remember
you
to
can
engage
curl
your
up
core.
as your legs
You're
go
going to
out,
start to slack off
and
as
then
you
relax your torso as they come back together. But you don't have to.
Okay, I think we're done.
Mm-hmm.
Very good. Okay. Now we're going to do something called knee sides. So you're going to stay in
We're
this
gonna take our
position,
feet out of this
but
box
you're
and
actually going
then
to
do-
drop
and
your
yeah, just
knees one at a
placing
time
that
out to the side, like this. When you're doing that, your other knee, you just need to touch the floor. You're just going to take it as far as you can and bring
Okay,
it back.
you might wanna.
Your other knee is
Just
like
maybe just have a little
really
relax
still.
with
It's not moving, it's not wiggling around, it's not falling out to the side. Like, you need to engage your core to keep everything else stable, okay? So you're breathing out as you drop your knee and breathing, actually that's a lie, you're breathing in as you drop your knee and breathing out as
Alright,
you
we're
bring it
now
back
gonna
up.
come up to a more
And do you
comfortable
take your
position. So
sole of
we're
your foot
going
off
to
the floor?
Whatever feels comfortable. Like, I don't want you to rock it, like let it go. It should be controlled the whole time. And if it's comfortable to sort of move your foot backwards and forwards, that's fine. Don't lift it off the ground, just be to move it around. And we're doing 8 obviously on each
Yeah,
side,
and you can have
it's like
your
a lucky
feet
number.
either like this on the headrest, or you can have them, you can be like on your toes against the foot rests, whatever feels more
Just remember
comfortable.
to breathe while you're
We're
doing
now
it.
going to go into actually this spring should be okay, but let me know. Yes, you're going to lean away and you're going to keep your spine really neutral. So we're creating like a straight line from our shoulders down to our knee.
Okay.
Yes, and then drawing back up.
We're going to go back and use our balls now, which are all behind each of you. I want you to put them underneath you, between your shoulder blades. I'm going to make sure they're in the right place. So, yours is right there. Yours is perpendicular.
Yeah, like with your arms.
It's all right, but I want
Yeah,
it to
so
go a
now
bit
you
further down.
All right, down.
Yeah, there. Okay.
Well, they take it
We're actually doing
straight.
curl ups.
So you gotta choose.
And I'm being
yeah.
kind
yeah.
because I'm giving you a head start.
Okay.
So I want you to put your hands behind your head.
It's kind of a similar exercise. We're
I
gonna
want you to
have
bend your legs and your feet flat on the floor and engage your core. And we're going to do 10 curl ups. So you're really just pulling forward with your stomach muscles, whatever you call these.
And you're just going to stretch.
That was always
Really?
wasn't it?
So,
Sadly, that was the other day.
actually, I might just demonstrate. Great. Okay, so.
Alright, well, yeah, keep going.
That's on video.
Straighten out.
At least Natalie's got something to just break up and we're not like this. Yeah. Anyway, squeezing your stomach muscles, not your sphincter.
How about the problem with I wasn't squeezing that one?
You've only got
Like
two
a
more.
plank position, and then bringing your knees back.
Very good.
Backwards the other one.
And I
Oh,
want you
sure.
not to, you're
Like
curling your
swing
pelvis.
around.
Right.
So what you're doing is you're helping yourself by curling your
How does
pelvis
that
up,
feel?
and I want you to
Just do it.
keep your pelvis neutral and just use your tummy muscles. Yeah. It will take some practice. Okay. Right, we're going to do some toe taps, which are fairly easy, and then I'm going to make it harder. So I want you to take your balls out from behind you and put them above you. I want you to go back to our kind of starting position we've been using with your feet flat on the floor, legs
For this, your hands are going to
hip
stay on
distance
the floor,
apart,
your legs are
engage your
going to
core,
go into
and then
center,
I want
downward
you
dog.
to take a breath in.
So
As you breathe out,
my
raise
heels
your
will be
right
against
leg
the
into a 90-degree angle,
wrists. No, not
like we call this tabletop. Then I
Very
want you
good.
to
Yes,
take
that's
another
very
breath.
Okay. We're aiming for
like
like an
this.
A shape.
I want it to be
with our
90
body.
degree to your hip, so it's going to be
Very
here.
flexible.
Take a breath in, and as you
No, I
breathe
know.
out, lift the other
oh,
leg.
Is that alright? Is
This
this
is
No,
going to be
yeah.
our starting position. Engage your
And then
core,
what we're
because you
doing,
need
yeah,
to
we're pressing
stay
out
up
and
like
then
this.
just bringing it
And then I want you to tap your right foot down
And
on
if
the
you
floor.
would
Just
like,
tap
you
it
can
and
also
lift
put
it up
your
again.
shoulder in so that it doesn't come in as much.
Exactly. Yep.
Nice.
So we are just moving that leg, and the other leg is that's not tapping the floor is still and stable. You're not rocking around. You're just tapping that foot down and bringing it back, and keeping your 90-degree angle. Very good, actually. And we're obviously doing 8 on each side.
So we can go around using the different. So we're going to do the exact same thing, but now we're going to be up on our toes instead of down on our
Okay.
heels.
When you're
Yep.
finished, you can just
Has
bring
your hands
your
going in your
On
wrists?
your
feet
Would you
back
like?
into the mat. Yep. Is that okay?
Yep.
That?
All right, now I want you to
Yes.
take the balls behind you, and I
Yeah.
want you to put them under your pelvis, not your bum, but your actual sacrum, so the top of your bum.
And also to keep you
Putting my hand in your bum.
I wouldn't put it in your grave.
No, well that's the point.
Well, it's safe
Okay.
now.
Now I want you to be down a bit further.
Discharge happens.
As in down.
Yep, down towards your bum. Yeah, that's better.
Oh.
Yeah. Does that feel different?
It was like to my bum.
I want yours to be just a little bit further down, Dave. And yours is fine. So we're going to do the same exercise, but with balls.
and then bringing our knees
Yeah,
back.
so you're really going to have to engage your
Press
core.
down to our toes, so you can
And actually, let's just see how we go getting up into the starting position. So you're breathing out when you bring your leg up, remember? And then you take a breath in and breathe out again. Good. Why don't you put your hands down on the ground? Yep, that's
Our
good.
next thing is going to
And
be
now,
so if you're
very
just up,
slowly, you might have to slow it down.
Now from
Just,
weight
yep,
bearing,
go through your
let me
taps.
know.
And you really have to engage your torso, otherwise it's going to fall
We're
around.
going to be kneeling, we're going
But
to be
you're doing it
over,
well.
grabbing the foot bar and having it like over our Yes, very nice.
Let's just
Our
do
elbows
2
are
more on
gonna be
each
facing
side
out,
because we don't need to kind
and
of
you're just
do
going to
this
press
one.
away. And
Where
then
am I,
back.
are we sitting in the right spot? Am I supposed to be up right there or down?
We're
Down.
going to sit down, yeah.
Down.
Yes, and then elbows out.
Okay, you can take the balls out and get rid of those. You did really well. We're just going to do something called dead bug now. It's the
Yeah.
last of
So
the
it's like
series
a,
like this.
Is that right? Is this right?
And we're
Yes,
going to
that's
start
right.
adding arms. So I'll just get you guys to shift down like a couple of inches this way so you
How's
don't hit the
the
wall. Yep. And there's just a little bit of coordination. So, and you might want to watch and I'll demonstrate. We're going to start back up in tabletop like we were before, but our arms are going to be straight up at the ceiling. And we're going to do a toe tap, but when we do, we're going to take the same arm down and the other arm overhead. Then we're going to go back to the beginning.
And
Lost you already?
Yep.
And then we're going to do the same thing. So it's the same arm and the same leg tapping to the floor, and then the other arm goes overhead. And you've got one leg that is always stable, and your core is activated
I think that it'll probably
so that you're not wriggling around.
to get more movement. But if that doesn't feel good on your knees, yeah, facing this way.
Yep, very good.
We're just gonna go into scoop, so hold onto the straps.
Yep.
Going up, you're going to take your arms down, and then up, let go of.
No, you're right. You're doing it right. Just a tap. Yep.
Very nice. We're trying to think about keeping our wrists really long, so that they
Engage your
don't contract
core,
too much.
just to help you keep everything stable. And
Maybe
breathe,
keep
roll
your
the
arms
brain.
like this. See what I mean? And it keeps you. Is it okay?
Yeah, no, it's not. It's not. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's the coordination problem, but
It's funny,
Okay. We'll just, I think you're done now, Ben. You're good.
I'm still.
You're doing it right. Yeah. Okay. We're going to move on to something else. We're going to move on to a bit of spine stuff. So you guys can sit up. We're going to do a spine stretch and a spine twist.
Our lower arm or our forearm.
So,
So this is for our biceps. It's just like a bicep curl.
yeah, okay. So the first one, I want you to sit with your legs apart, as wide as is comfortable, right? So like, doesn't have to be super wide, just whatever is comfortable. Your arms should be like heavy on the floor. I don't want you to feel like you're back and forward too much. If it's not that comfortable, you can bend your legs a little bit because it will, as your hands and stuff tight, it will help. When we're actually going to stretch forward first in a curved way, so you don't need to come straight back. But when we get to the end of the stretch, we're going to pulse 3 times, and I want you to be breathing out, right? So you're going to take this breath in. As you stretch forward, I want you to pulse
Out to the side so you can just rest forward.
and then come back up.
So it's just like this position.
Yep, and then 3
So
pulses.
just taking your arms.
Oh, I can't stretch.
Breathe in as you come up. But that is a stretch. You're doing fine. I can't stretch.
Try to not go
And then curling up. So just feel comfortable curling forward like we were doing with our roll down, and then just doing the pulse, breathing in as you're coming up. Yeah.
up. Yeah, that's
Yeah.
good.
Yeah.
Just trying to
And then breathing in as you come up. Okay, enough spine
Alright,
stretching.
placing this
This is spine stretching. I want you to bring your legs together now. If it's too bend your knees, if it doesn't feel comfortable. And then we're going to, we're actually going to twist with our arms out. And when we come to when we reach our sort of range of twist, we're going to do 2 pulses like this. And it's the same principle, breathing in, breathing out and doing a little pulse, and then coming, breathing in again. And also don't force it, like go to the range that you feel comfortable with. And even here, engaging your core will actually probably give you more range of movement, and it will help your back feel protected.
And yeah, you're pressing out and reaching up and over. So I
Okay.
want you to
Legs
press
together.
out
Yeah.
before going over to the side.
You alright?
Just not doing stretching.
No, that's totally fine. Okay, that's good for spine, what we're doing, twists. Right, now we're going to do a seated hinge and arrow. So I'll just demonstrate. We are going to have flat backs as well. So I want you to sit with your legs straight. Then I want you to lean back with a flat back. So you're going to have to engage your core and don't go too far. And then I want you to pull your elbow back, like you've got a bow and arrow, and look to your elbow. And then come back and sit.
Okay.
And you will really have to engage your core and don't twist around until you've got back into your position.
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah. And only go as far as it feels comfortable. Yep. Pull your elbow. Perfect. Yeah. Very good. Really good. Okay, let's just do one more to even up wherever you kind of started.
Carriage back in. We're going to sit at the shoulder rest end, and our legs are going to go on the floor.
Now, I was going to
So,
suggest that we do a little bit of rolling like a ball, but I don't.
What do you mean?
Well, I'll show you, but Craig hates it, and it does take a bit of getting used to, right? So basically, to roll like a ball, you sit like a ball, you hold your legs, and then you curve backwards. Alright, you roll up.
Okay.
So
I'll give it a
if
go.
you feel comfortable,
We're
give it a
going to
go.
start with doing
Just
the
make sure you have a curve in your back. No flat
Nice, it
back.
feels like flat.
Yeah. That's good.
But we're going to try
Very
and
good.
put our hands on the carriage.
Oh, careful!
Your back as much as you can. So what
Where'd you roll?
Into the
Sorry, no,
Kept going, small head, you know.
no breaks.
Okay, very good. Very good. Okay.
Why didn't you like that?
As
Just
we do
hurts
that,
my
we're
back when I
going
sit.
to
Because Craig
Too much of a
doesn't,
flat back.
yeah, he doesn't curve his back enough, so it goes
depending on
flat on them. Yeah, a lot of people do that.
back, further forward,
Right, we are going to do some side lying now, so we can lie down on our sides. So maybe lie on your right side looking towards the reformers. We're going to do some clams, because clams will give you a nice ass. Yeah. So I want you to
Surely you mean a
lie
nicer.
on your shoulder and be straight, that's good. Your feet are in the perfect position. Your feet need to be back here. Like that.
Alright.
Your feet
Now
are
we're going to do the
perfect.
same thing. but
And
we're going to
I want
have
you to
our
hip
spine
your
really nice and straight. So this probably
your
means
ankles and
that
your heels
you can
together,
put
and
your
you are
hands
going
on
to open your
the
legs like a
shoulder rest, but
clam.
it also
And you
depends
are
on
not going to
shoulder
rock your pelvis
flexibility.
back.
It's not really
You're just going to
comfortable,
move
put
your leg
hands on
in your hip socket.
And same thing,
And
you
it is
just
your
your
bum
feet,
that is
heels
doing
together, pressing out and in.
Yep. And you should breathe out as you open up, and breathe in as you come back.
Good, nice.
Yep. And just stick to the range of movement that is stable
That's,
for you.
yeah, no, that's fine.
That's quite good. We're going to do 10 over how many we've actually done.
It's sort of what Lindsay does in the mornings, right?
Oh yeah, of course. Yeah.
Except we do it with a straight leg, different. But
Oh no, we're going to stay on that side.
oh, are we?
Yeah.
Bloody 10.
We're
I
gonna
thought we were switching.
do a few other things.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I think you're good.
Yes.
Well, are you okay?
Yeah, no, that's my cramp in my feet.
Okay, now we're
Oh,
going to do my
okay,
favorite
we're gonna
one.
have our legs
We're
straight
gonna
now.
have our hands out to the
So
side.
have them straight, just maybe a
Flat
little
back
bit in
and,
front of you, just so that you've got some. I want you to
So
get
it's the
these
same
forward a little bit. Yeah, perfect.
But this time, when you stretch out,
I want you to put yours back a little
and
bit.
then come
Yep.
back to
Engage your core, because you're on your side now. And I want you to lift your legs not so much, your top legs, sorry, to hip height. Not to the ceiling, just to hip height. We're just moving through these muscles to hip height and down here. It seems easy, but you're going to stay here for ages, so
So, we're going to bring them, go out straight.
we're definitely doing 10.
Yes.
And I want to see you rocking backwards and forwards, and
Yeah.
you will need to.
Yeah.
Do you need a pillow?
Yes, would you like? Oh, you've got it.
I'll take one now. It's great though.
Yeah, great score. Okay, just a couple more. Okay. Now I want you to stay in this position. Raise your top leg to hip height, and then I want you to do some forward circles.
We'll put all of the springs
Yeah,
back
and then
on.
some little forward
Actually,
circles, small circles, up
Oh,
and
We're going to
down.
put our foot in our strap again, and we're going to just do
Yes,
some.
they are not very comfortable.
With our foot in the strap. So I'm going to put your hand.
Yep, and then let's reverse the circle.
And just
Yeah,
pull
Or
on
just
squares.
die.
It's so amazing your ass is going to look after this one.
Yeah.
It's such a sluggy
Interestingly,
little slap.
you guys are making circles also with your ankles,
We're going to
which,
keep
What did you want to do with the legs?
with your leg in your
Oh,
hip
okay,
socket.
sorry.
Yeah, with your leg in it, which is why Ben was dying and you two were like, is it dying?
Yeah, I thought it was easy.
Yeah.
It's one nice.
Not too high.
I'm doing squares.
No, you're good. Okay. Give your bum a tap like this, because that will really help release the tension.
Really?
Yeah, usually it does. Yeah, it does burn.
Okay, while we're
Okay, and we're going to just move on to our tummies for a minute, and we're going to do another back articulation. So I want you guys to put your hands like a diamond, like Grace is doing, and put your forehead on the diamond.
And then we get more.
And I would like you to have your legs hip distance apart. Well, that's yours. Yep, and relax your feet, because we're not going to use our bums or our legs or anything here. What we're going to do is, when you're ready to breathe out, you're actually going to push a little lightly with your hands, and you're going to bring your chest and head up off the mat. And I want you to imagine curling through your upper back. So we're doing the reverse articulation that we did with the roll downs. So if you just take a breath in, breathe out exactly, and just think about pushing your chest forward so that it's your back that is making a nice curve up. But don't push too far, don't go too high, we're just getting our backs to open up and our chests to open up. And then straight back down again.
We're gonna swap over.
Remember
so we're not using. So we have to go to the other one.
You're breathing out on the way in, on the way out?
You are breathing out on the way up, correct. And if you want to, you can go higher if you want to push and go a little bit higher, you can do that. Just go to where it's comfortable, don't go too far. Just going to do one more. And then we're going to move to our left side because we still have to do the left side. Okay, we're doing clams. So our legs are bent and our ankles and knees, ankles and feet, stay together, and we open up without moving our pelvis. Very good. We're going to do 10. That's very good. When you're ready, you can put your legs out and you can do your leg lift. Not too high, just to hip height.
Away. Sometimes, like when I'm teaching, I just can't speak. And then we'll bring our legs off the carriage.
Just,
and we're gonna just
remember to
back
engage your
out, so
core
just
so
off to
you're
the
not
side.
wiggling too much.
And we'll flip around so that we're in our position with our hands on the foot bar again. And I'm gonna put more springs on for you guys so that it's not an out all the time.
And then you're going to do your horrible leg circles. So just at hip height and just very slowly pull.
And just rounding.
Everyone, push out. I was going to
Strong.
say, I was like, wow. Good control. And just reversing.
Yeah. Yeah.
I feel like we've been pushing too long.
Okay, good news. It's time to do some stretches and some cool downs. So you can move onto your backs and you can hug your knees into your chest and you can wriggle around and let some tension out from the leg circles and other things.
Thank you guys. Thank you, that was really good. Well done.
And then I want you to put your legs out straight.
I know, I've done back to back.
Bring one knee up to your chest. And then I want you to twist that one over to the other side, put your arms out, and look in the opposite direction. Too many things.
We're going this way.
Yeah. We're all going this way, yep, and you're going to look over to the right. Yeah.
That's okay, it's fun, isn't it?
No, yeah, it's great.
Yeah. I think also too.
Very
like,
good.
you're
Nice big deep breath.
It's a tough way, so like, you know, you see focusing on doing it.
And when you're ready, you can swap to the other side.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? It's
Yeah.
like, right, I'm holding on this, and pressing this, and
Yeah.
it's opposite distraction in a sitting, like concentrating.
That's true. That's why like planks feel like
I don't know what I was doing.
No, you're doing it right.
Yeah.
It's like there's nothing else.
Yeah.
Is that as much as you can do?
Well done. Good job.
All right. We're going to do a pretzel stretch. So just bring your hips like this. With one ankle over your knee. Pull it towards well, don't force it if it doesn't feel comfortable. In fact, you can leave your foot on the ground and you can lie down. And that is actually nice. And if you wanted more of a stretch, you could push on your knee.
Right.
But you don't need to pull everything together.
So they want
Tight throat.
Tight, yeah. Okay. Well, even that's probably like not too bad.
But they were all like,
Oh, there you go. That's all right. Yeah, but don't push it. It's like
That's good.
okay. And walk over when you're ready.
I really love it. It's so great on that. The scenery side.
And when you're ready, you're done. If you would like to try standing from cross-legged position without touching anything, that was going to be one of my challenges.
What do you mean by that?
You stand up from here without using your hands.
I think my
Well, that was good. Great.
Do you want these left out? Try this one. I get it wrong.
cross-legged.
You have to be cross-legged.
Oh, you have to be cross.
Easier.
Oh, right.
And
And
then
then lean
if you-
forward.
Absolutely not
Almost.
possible. Hang on, let me get.
If you do a few more, yeah, there you go.
No, I can see it. Practice. Where do you want the practice to go?
No, the mat stay here.
Okay.
Thank you guys. I appreciate you letting
Namaste.
me. You're in the wrong practice.
Well, it's all over.
But thank you anyway.
Wrong class.